Welcome back to my channel. It's Kimberly here with y'all once more. Today's kind of different than I usually do. So yeah. So let's just get started. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. It's kind of scary, to be honest. If I cried during this video, I'm sorry. But yeah. I guess like I'm an emotional kind of person when I talk about this kind of stuff that we're gonna talk about today. But so yeah, everything like that is happening. So to me, Black lives do matter. A lot of people are like, oh, why do you care? You're part of the white culture. You shouldn't care because they don't care. You're just racist like every other white person or whatever. Not. I am not a racist person. Never have been. I pretty much like only hang around like kind of pretty much Mexicans and blacks. Not trying to be racist, but that's just who I hang around with. That's who I feel happier with or whatever now. And my family is black. So speaking of that, I am not racist. So to me, Black lives do matter because I love my family a lot. So I take this pretty personal or whatever because like, you know, if they go somewhere, I don't want them to go leave the house that much anymore because of what's happening in the world. They might just get shot, you know. And yes, I'm worried for my friends too. Like, some are bad bitches, so you know they will do what they gotta do, but like it's different for everybody's situation. And there is a lot of white people speaking up for blacks. So not every white person is racist. Not every white person wants to kill some black. To me, I feel like it's so unfair that it's gone to this point where it's just so bad or whatever. Like if a white person kills someone, they're not gonna have as many consequences as a black person did it, which is not, to me, my opinion, it is not fair at all. I feel like we should be treated all equal. We have equal rights. We all live like around the same hood, same city, same state, same country. We have things in common, but like we should be all treated the same. We shouldn't be executed because of our races or like pointed out because of what we do wrong, what we do right, just because of our race. Things happen and a lot of stuff is not going as planned. A lot of things happen and they take it for granted. For me, I am blessed for things that's happened to me. To me, things happen for a reason. I have a difficult past that I survived. I've had things come towards me. I've had emotional abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, and all that. And I'm only 18, and I've experienced that. I got raped. I've got all of that. I've been raped two times. So it's nothing like it's hard for me to explain my story and tell people how I feel about stuff because it just gets so emotional for me because I don't like to see anyone else go through that because I've been through it, so I know how it feels. I've seen people go through it. I've tried to help them out of it. It's hard trying to find ways out of it. But because I was still so young and not really young, but like I was still pretty young to get into foster care. So school has like brought us together and realized that I need to be in foster care. I need to get away from that. That's just not a good environment for me. For me, I'd rather have been with parents on drugs, still feeding us, still taking care of us, than parents that are abusive, sexually abusive, physically abusive, like all emotional abusive, all of that. I'd rather have been with drug addicts than with that. So, and of course the drug addicts are my birth parents, but they were still feeding us, they were still loving us, they were doing their best with us. And by us, I mean me and my brother. But things are different. They think, the world thinks, oh, people might be better off getting away from that environment and going to a lot worse environment. And that's what I've realized. Things just don't always go as planned. And I've almost been adopted again. And pretty much that was a failed adoption. I started running away, sneaking out, lying about places I was going, but I was going somewhere else pretty much than the places I was telling them, which hurt them. But I feel like there was a lot of emotional abuse in that kind of category. To me, emotional abuse is just like emotional. It's not really like abuse. Like abuse is like hitting and all that. Emotional abuse is pretty much emotional. Like you just cry a lot, they put their anger on you, you put their anger on them. So it was pretty much mutual. We were both putting our anger on each other, getting emotional with each other. So pretty much it was just, that was also just not a good environment for me to be in. And yeah, they had a 2-year-old, but you know, he didn't really know what was happening. And to be honest, I'm grown up to realize that white people have advantages. They will take us out of a house faster than they would take a black person out. They just don't care how black people live. They don't want to take care of them because they think every black person will do wrong. That's not true. Things need to change around here. I'm explaining my story because I'm showing you how fast we've lived. And I've got out of situations as soon as I could. And compared to my friend who's also in care, it took her so long to get into care. It took her 17 years to get into care, which is unacceptable just because of her race. We went through the same exact shit, and it took her 17 years, while it took me only 5-6 years to get out of that house. So this is my stand-up to what I believe in. I believe in equal rights. I believe that we should treat people how we want to be treated. The world shouldn't be coming into like this. The world was not made for this. Things need to change. We need to speak up for what we believe in. Protesting. Yes, we are protesting, but our protesting is getting out of hand. It's killing more people that don't need their lives to be lost. Lives that fathers, mothers, daughters, sisters are losing their lives. Everyone is just losing their lives. It's hard these days. I don't know if I can walk out these doors and get shot. I'm not that worried because I'm white, and that's what we all shouldn't be worried about that. We need to walk out of our house doors feeling that we're still safe, that we don't have to be worried about it. Now if my mom walks out the door, they don't know if they're gonna get shot right when they get out the door. They don't know. Things are different now these days. It's unacceptable. The things that we've been going through these couple of past years is unacceptable. We need to raise our voices. We need to speak up for what we believe in. We need to say, we want this. We need this. We don't want that. We need to stand up for what we believe in. One girl used to tell me, don't fight if you can't fight. But we all can fight for what we believe in. We all can fight. Yeah, some of us can't fight with our fists or nothing, but we can fight with words. And that's what we need. We need our voices to be heard. We have freedom of speech. Our voices need to be heard. Our voices need to be heard, we all once said. And we are still saying that to this day. We need to be heard. George shouldn't have been killed like that. He said, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. But the police officer kept putting his knee on his neck. Didn't care. That other police officer didn't care, was just doing his job, which is unacceptable. They might have been fired. They might have been going to court. But that don't mean nothing. Is that really going to save us from the other bad ones? Not all police officers are bad, but some of them are good and some of them are bad. We need to be protected. Police officers are supposed to protect us, not ruin our lives. He should have not ever ended George's life. That was unacceptable. Us ruining other people's businesses, what they have, so they can make money and live in a gorgeous house with a roof and water and food and shelter. We're ruining it for them. We shouldn't be doing that. We should help them and go into a protest. Help them. Protests aren't bad at all. We need to stand up for what we believe in, what we need to be heard with, things we need to do. We just need to move on. We need to be treated equal. We need equal rights, which we do, but we're not following them, are we? We have equal rights. We have equal say. We have freedom of speech. So we need to stand up for what we believe in so we can move on with this. Treat people how you want to be treated for once. No one's life should be ended just because of what they did, because of their race. Like, no one's life should be ended. It's getting out of hand at this point. I keep hearing things on the news, social media, all kinds of platforms, YouTube, the news, Netflix, Hulu, everywhere that you can think of. I keep hearing stuff about this stuff. It's getting out of hand. We need to speak up for what we believe in. We need to protect our blacks. We need to make sure they're safe. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Keep saying that. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter.